All right, so the Easton banner is about to drop on global, and I want to say make a video here saying should you summon for Easton? I've used her for like 3 videos now, and I've got to play with her quite a bit, and she's not as terrible as I imagine she would be. She does have a niche use of being a very exclusive Gurheed. But that's all she is, you know? Her whole existence is very questionable, and unless she is being set up for a future catastrophe team, I see no reason why she's in the game. And that really kind of pisses me off because I've said one of the biggest issues in this game currently is that they don't release that many characters. So having characters that are completely useless to the game in general feel kind of a waste. But what does she do exactly? I mean, she's just Athena. If you don't know her passive, because it's your first time maybe seeing what she does, she basically, if you are using a human, I mean, it doesn't have to be a human team, but just a human in general, whenever a human on PvP, only works in PvP, kills an enemy, the enemies lose 2 ultimate gauge, and then you buff all allies by 7% basic stats after you kill them. So she goes against every good thing, good passive that you could possibly use in PvP, because she has a specific condition that requires you to be already in a kind of deep stage of the match for it to start working. You know, when it comes to like, okay, when you're using, for example, Gurheed, right? Using for her relic, which does the same thing. Removing 2 orbs, it does the same thing, but it works for anyone. It doesn't have to be a human, it doesn't have to be a fairy, it just works for anyone. You can use this in any team in the back and it works, right? The difference is that you're using this for her. But with Easton, she has this like weird thing or like boosting the human allies, or it boosts. Yeah, it boosts only human allies by 7%. Why? At this point, like, you know, by the time she has a significant boost, because like for example, let's say a character like Ram, which just was brought back, right? There's a 20% basic stat increase for unknown. That's from the start of the game, meaning your characters are tankier and stronger from the get-go. Like by the time she gets to basically this number, like 21%, and you kill 3 enemies, the match is over. If you kill 3 enemies and you have all of your allies still alive, chances are the match is over. Unless you're facing like a Bond that got the ultimate because he got super lucky, that 21% basic stat's not going to help you anyways, because you're still going to die. But regardless, it's like, what's the point? It's really weird. She is very strange, and yeah, I'd recommend skipping. I mean, there's no reason, I think, to summon for this character. There's no team that she's run for. I can see some whales rocking her in the back for Reinhard. You'd use like her in the back, and then Twigo, Arthur, and Reinhard in the front, and that's it. I don't see any other use for her. For now, maybe we'll get like a more better like human characters that aren't Reinhard. But right now, Reinhard is the king, and she doesn't really buff HP. So like, you're using a weaker Reinhard for, I guess, the ability to remove their ultimate gauge, which is not bad. You know, removing their ultimate gauge, you're already doing that with Arthur, kind of, if they attack you. But it's a more direct, you know, thing. I don't know. It's a very strange release. And unless there's more characters made for her, it's, I don't know. I don't recommend anyone summoning. Now, for her banner, right? Because I think the banner is also important. It's a very exclusive banner. All the characters in this banner are seasonal, which does give it oomph, but when you look at the characters, most of them are garbage. He's garbage, she's garbage, she's garbage. She's free, by the way. You get 1 copy of her for free. She is mid. I won't say she's garbage, but she's mid to garbage. She's like low mid. He is mid. I love him, but he's mid. He's getting kind of outdated. He was free. If you didn't get him for free, I mean, the only use he has is like Belmoth. Trying to think of a different use for him. He's like Belmoth. If you don't have a cleanser, right? If you don't have the the girl cleanser thing. And then I guess for maybe some specific high point teams for Guild Wars, but I can't even think of any because I have done Guild Boss high points for a few weeks now, months even. All the guild bosses, and I don't think I've used them a single time. So, I don't know. Matrola's given for free. If you don't have her, I mean, honestly, if you're chasing her specifically, she's, I think, the best character in the banner. Because she's so good for bird still, for new players. If you're a new player and you're going to be chasing her, the odds are just not in your favor. Slater is kind of mid. I mean, he hasn't come back since last Halloween, which is kind of weird. But I don't know if he's like worse than the SR Slater. And then this DN is kind of bad. I'm going to actually bring up, so a lot of people might not know what these two characters do because they didn't come back for a while. Slater, he has the same card as the other Slater, right? This debuff card. And he has Disable, same as Chandler. And when he gets attacked in PvP only passive, it increases all damage received from criticals by 80%, then increases allies attack by 10% for 2 turns. That attack increases, unfortunately, because he's red, so you'd want to kind of use him with, like, I don't know, Reinhardt. But SR Slayer is better. Lowering the enemy's crew resistance makes Reinhardt hit so hard. And there's no competitive play for this guy, unfortunately. I mean, fortunately, because imagine a meta where everyone's rocking this guy. It's just, it'd be so annoying. His ult sucks. In fact, ult, single target sucks, low multiplier. The end sucks as well. She might get a relic. I don't know why they didn't give her a relic dispatch because she's a Halloween character, but she sucks. Increases damage taken by allies that uses skill by 20% for 3 turns. This is basically a PvP only passive because these kinds of debuffs don't apply for most of PvE. And then she has Charge, literally the worst card in the game. Ignores defense, and then attacks Seal on level 2, which is not bad. And then her ult is Sever, crit chance, single target, kind of sucks. She is like, this was the worst released character last year, I think, when it comes to timing, because we had just got a new DN that at the time was kind of good. And I mean, now she's like insane because of her Holy Relic, right? And she had like a better ultimate. This is such a weird character to release. This character kind of sucks. I mean, she might get a really good Holy Relic, but we don't know, right? So this banner has like no value, and the main character on the banner has no value. So easy skip. That's great. We have had a good amount of easy skips for free-to-play players. This Merlin banner, they're still live, is much better than the Easton. So if you are a new player and you need characters, the chance of getting Deanne is much better. Summer Merlin, Green Sauriel, Yorm, Scotty, Tormiel, Freyr. If you have the itch for summoning in general, this banner is way better. I still wouldn't recommend this banner for, older players because, end of year is coming, and God, the end of year characters are probably going to be the strongest characters in the game with probably the best banners in the game. I don't know. I remember Cherryman's banner being okay and King's banner being very good, as I recall. In general, King and Trader Melee last year were the best units in the game. The year before, the one and Assault Melee. I mean, Assault Melee, kind of questionable, but the one was the best unit in the game. It's just, But Marlon's pretty good. If you pull like 3 copies of her in one rotation, that's good, because then you can actually win matches. But this Easton kind of sucks. I would recommend, you skip. Chandler was an easy skip. The Merlin was kind of a good skip for older players. And this banner is an easy skip. We might get a banner next week. Another banner, because Halloween, every single year we get 2 banners for Halloween. So we might get like a Halloween Sin, maybe even Halloween Escanor. I would recommend waiting for that. Or just skipping altogether and holding on for the end of year banners. End of year banners, they're probably going to bring back Triller Meliodas in the banner. Even if they don't make the best units in the game, summoning for festivals is just better. Like, again, if you want to summon, right, I would recommend summoning Merlin more than this Easton. If you really have to summon. Because festival banners are just better, right? Easton is exclusive, but just because she's exclusive doesn't mean she's good. She's pretty bad. So, that's about it. Don't summon. End of year is coming.